Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning back in. I'm Chris with Bassdad Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about 3 small gaskets that people overlook when changing out their lower gear lubricant. So on your motor, there's the lower unit, and inside is a lubricant that needs to be changed and checked periodically throughout the use of your motor, especially when you start to use your motor more during the summertime. The 3 pieces that we're specifically talking about that people overlook are a small round gasket around each of the fill and or drainage screw ports on your lower unit. So these blue seals actually go behind each one of these screws that go in on the lower part of the motor. It's called the lower end unit. There are 3 of them on the Mercury. One is a fill, which is the bottom. Then you have the fill line, and then this one here is kind of like a top off. So you want to make sure that when you do your gear lube change out, that you check to make sure that these seals behind them are there in the first place, and if they are there, make sure that they are functioning right and that they're not torn or anything, because that will actually allow water to seep into your lower unit, which then can ultimately create a failure in the motor. So the best time to do it is when you're doing the actual oil change out on the lower unit, but you want to leave the top 2 in place, screwed in tight, because if you don't and then you take out this bottom one, it will actually cause all the fluid to just drain out super quick. So as you can see, this one actually has it in there. They are very old. You can tell they're very dark in color. They actually go right around that so that it actually seals when you close it off. What you want to do, take this, slide it up inside there. Obviously you can see the difference between that and what I showed you earlier. It's a dark hole. The rings were literally, I had to scrape them out with the actual flathead screwdriver because they would not come out. They've been in there so long. Any bit of water that's allowed to get into your lower unit can actually fry the lower unit gears. You want to make sure that any possibility of water getting into your lower unit is nullified. So checking it often to make sure your lubricant is not milky. If it is milky when you check it, that means you're getting water in it from somewhere. I would generally start at the simplest, which is these 3 gaskets. Some may not have 3, but my particular motor, the Mercury 115 horsepower 1994, does have 3. So you want to make sure that you change them out periodically. If they look good, they look intact, they don't look all worn out and smashed in, they're probably good to go. But I would definitely change them out periodically. They're not a very expensive part. They're easily found. You can buy them on boats.net and they'll ship them right to your house. But make sure that when you do that, when you do the lower unit lubricant change, that you make sure to check those. It's very simple, very quick, but it will prolong the life of your motor. Hope it helps, and we'll see you next time.